Hey everyone, so this video is addressing our classroom expectations. I have 6 overarching expectations as we move throughout our school year, and they are all non-negotiable expectations. We're going to talk about all 6 of these on the first day of school. So this is just a helpful link, and you can find this in the helpful links page if you ever need to go back to it. So be ready to learn. So this is so important. Come in on time. Get your stuff. That doesn't just mean getting in class on time. That means coming into class, getting your stuff out before class begins. That's what being on time means. It means coming in, getting your stuff open, getting the assignments open. Every day we're going to have an agenda on the board, assignments that you need to get open. But even regardless of that, there's a Canvas unit that I go over with you that you should know. I'm doing this today, I'm doing this after that. Like it's all throughout the unit until the unit is over. And then we start a new unit. So it's never like, oh, it's just free time, hanging out. Minimize bathroom breaks. I'm never going to stop you from going to the bathroom. Just make sure that you read the room and know if Mr. Black is going over something that is important, whether he views it as important or whether you view it as important are two different things. If I'm going over something, it is important. Therefore, you should wait until you get back, because then you're going to come back and you're going to have a question about what you missed. And if you just waited the extra 5 minutes, you'll be fine. Now, of course, it's an emergency. I completely understand. Be prepared with your materials. This means every single day you need to have your Chromebook, your 3-subject notebook, and something to write with every single day for class. We're going to use those pretty much every single day. Whereas I understand glue sticks or colored pencils you might forget, and we won't use those every single day. And this isn't really a problem in my class, but just in case, just know I will wake you up if this happens, and I'm not the best at waking people up. So sometimes it might be loud. Stay in your work areas. This one is hit or miss. This one is just don't get up while I'm teaching. That's all it is. All right. Just don't get up while I'm teaching. Raise your hand if you need something while I'm teaching. Now, if I'm in the middle of teaching, the last thing I want you to raise your hand to do is be like, hey, Mr. Black, I have to go to the bathroom. Again, I go back to the what we just talked about, reading the room and just knowing, hey, this is probably not the best time for me to ask to go to the bathroom. But for the most part, you're going to be getting up sometimes anyway, because I'll be working in small groups or working one-on-one, and you're going to have to get up and take care of something at a different station, and I'm perfectly fine with that. It's just when I'm in the middle of instruction, it's such a distraction for you to get up while I'm in the middle of it. Now, this one, really, phones are going to stay in your book bag anyway. It's a school rule. Headphones are in the case until we start working. Smartwatch is only used as a watch. These are all pretty obvious ones. However, this is a huge Mr. Black rule. No gaming at any time. I cannot stand these computer games that you all play on your Chromebooks, and it is never acceptable. Please understand, you'll be told the first day of school, this video is video evidence that I do not let you game ever. There will never be a time. You'll never come to me and say, Mr. Black, can I game? And the answer will be yes. It will always be a no. So please, no gaming ever in my classroom. All right, keeping communication respectful and appropriate. This is probably one of the most important things. Avoid side conversations unless I'm not teaching. Sometimes you're going to have to ask people at your desk for help, but these side conversations aren't necessarily asking for help. Like, can you help me with question 3, or where am I supposed to go after I turn in my mastery check? That's not what I mean by side conversations. What I mean by side conversation is, how many wins did you get in Fortnite last night? Or what did you think of the football game last night? Or what are you doing what are you doing this weekend? Those are side conversations, and we need to try to avoid those because they're not helping our learning. Avoid blurting out. This is a hard one for both you and me, because I love when you all answer questions, but I really need it to be a hand raise, and then I call on you to answer those questions. Again, that goes back to the raising hands from before. And this is the most important one of the communication respectful and appropriate, because you are allowed to think as many negative thoughts as you want to think. No one's stopping you from feeling the way that you feel. You're not going to like everyone. You might not even like me. It's a bummer. I do everything I can for you to like me and for you to like English class, but I get it. It's not for you. I'm not for you. It's unfortunate, but I can't change that. But what I can stop and what I will not tolerate is you saying those negative thoughts about me, about anyone else in this class out loud. Okay? It's just hurtful and it's disrespectful, and we're just not going to tolerate it. Which goes into maintaining a positive environment. Not everyone's going to be the same as you. So respect our differences, celebrate our accomplishments, and then encourage each other. We're here to encourage each other. We're here to create a classroom that feels safe and welcoming to every single one of us, and we have to do our best to do that. I'm going to do my best to do that, and I expect that from you. And if you're not doing your part, I'm not asking you to go above and beyond. If you don't want to be positive, just don't say the negative things. That's all you really have to do. And if you're not doing your part by being negative, if you are in any way negative, you will hear from me, and your parents will hear from me, because we're just not going to allow negativity in the classroom. And then just really quickly with bathrooms, just make safe choices in the bathroom. Don't do dumb things. Don't crawl on the floor. Those boys' rooms especially, they're so disgusting. They're so gross. Even when they get clean, they're still just, germ factory. Take ownership of our choices. Just make the right choice when we go to the bathroom. It's not a playtime. It's to get in there and then get back to learning. Have a positive attitude in the bathroom. This just means don't destroy your bathrooms. Like, we had that happen a couple years back, and I just don't understand. Like, this is your school. Respect your school. This is your space. You should want it to be nice. And then just show respect to everyone. Just because you're in the bathroom doesn't mean that, and there's no cameras on you, or there's no adult watching you, doesn't mean that you should be disrespectful or break that respect rule that we talked about. So we're going to talk about all this on day one anyway. So this is just an overview, but it's here for you if you ever want to reference back to it. Or this is also just a saved video evidence that we did have this conversation, and it's always here to access. All right. Thank you for watching.